Hi, Pisces. It's time to no longer linger in the past. It's urgent that you don't let distractions get you out of focus. Right now, you need to stand tight inside yourself, within, contained within the dream, your ideal life, because you can manifest it right now. And it is because we have entered this portal. And there's a strong energy of ancestral um, magic, ancestral practices that perhaps you're not consciously aware of, but that travels in your DNA, that is within you, that is within your genes, that is within your blueprint. And you just need to awaken to it. For that, you need to go just a little deeper, look a little deeper, because there is this cosmic, ancestral um, line that you come from. It could be light beings, it could be, I mean, there's just so much. It's not about even where you're coming from, it's about the magic that lies within you. And so, right now, it is so important that you believe, that you believe, that you believe in this. This is the Idyll in French. Ideal. This is the most blissful state. The your ideal dream, your ideal life, and it is available to you. You just need to harness the strength that lies within you. There is more strength that you have, that you carry, than you're aware of. Sometimes you put yourself really very, very small. You get very insecure. And perhaps those patterns are coming up in the surface this month of June. Because as we are about to step out of the past and we need to not linger in it, it shows up again. It shows up again so that we recognize it, but we don't react to it, to those situations like we did in the past, to change the karmic pattern. That is how it works. We don't escape the situations, because if we escape them, they keep on showing up. We need to, those same situations in different energies, we need to face them, but not react to them the way we did in the past. That means that we don't react, we act consciously as the new being that we are, with the new fierceness, the new strength, the new light that we have awakened to. So you need to picture your future self, your higher self, into the present. You bring it into the present as you stay focused on that. Your best self, your highest self. What is it that how would you picture yourself? And it's not a mental thing. You need to feel it. You need to sense it, right? You are definitely being guided by the divine right now. It's clear. You have helpers in the solar realms, keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You are not alone. Definitely not. Again, you are part of this line. And even if it's not seen in the physical material world, it is so true and so real in the subtle dimensions, the etheric dimensions. You're a light worker. You have double mission here. Light worker starseed. Whoever is listening to this right now, you are. If there was any doubt, you are a light worker. Starseed. Serve the world by being you. It's that simple. Sometimes we ask ourselves, what is our mission? What is our purpose? But at the end of the day, it's not even about what we're going to be doing. It's about how we are being, how we are beaming the light, the heart vibration from within us. And naturally, steps come, synchronicities, signs come to show us what we should be doing, how we should be doing it. It's not about what you do again. It's about how you are. Very strong mother energy is coming through. We the ethers, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. This portal we're entering, we can enter it only if we are reborn, if we are no longer who we were in the past, if we are not unconsciously continuing the same patterns, if we are acting again differently. This portal keeper, this portal, as they're saying, is our birth. So it is not an abstract thing. It's you open up to the portal, you can pass through the portal as you allow yourself to jump, to open yourself to discovery, to new, the uncomfortable, what you're not used to. You have here ready to jump. Are you ready to jump? When we say ready to jump, that means that we do things differently. It's as simple as that. If you don't know exactly how to start in your everyday life in a very practical way, do things a little bit differently to move the energy, to change the energy, right? And so sometimes perhaps there are things that you procrastinate to do. Do them. Do one thing, one day that is different, that is new. And even if it's out of a comfort zone, that is it. That is the path to different, to the new, to the discovery of oneself. When we're too comfortable, we stay stagnant. We need to, it doesn't mean that you have to change house, something dramatic, go for a trip. It could be that for some of you, but it's very internal. This jump. Are you ready to jump higher than the patterns you've been used to? Sometimes we are in very toxic, negative patterns, but it's easier to continue in those patterns because we're used to them. It's much more difficult to do something different because we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know the outcome, but that's exactly why. That's the point. The magic starts when we don't know what is going to happen. If we knew every single thing that is going to happen in this life, how boring could it be, right? So you need to answer the call of the muse that is living in a creative way, right? Again, it doesn't have to be just art or creating something musical or writing. Living creatively is that, not living in a repetitive pattern, in a robotic pattern, automatic pilot, which we've all been designed to do. But this is a conditioning. This is not life. Life is a beautiful perfection of chaos, right? So you need to go towards a vision, a more elevated vision. The more elevated vision. Sorry, I have itchy nose. This happens when I channel. It's literally the energy goes up. So this is you recognizing that there is, yes, a limited vision, a limited perspective from your mind, from the past, from your memory. And there's another one, a new one, and the unknown, what you don't know, but you feel, you sense there is. Tap into that. Go deeper, to go higher. I'm talking about a fantastic story, you know? Dream it. Fantasy. Do it. Don't tell yourself, oh, it's just a dream. It's just a fantasy. No. If it is within you, if you focus on this, only on this intention, this will manifest. Don't believe the three-dimensional reality of things, the situation where you're finding yourself in, or what comes out to you, obstacles. Just continue with this faith, this inner dream. Continue focusing on that, nothing else. We have here sacred reverence. This is the heart opening, the heart awakening, where you surrender to the divine, you surrender to this higher cause that is yours, this higher heart. This is the key. The key is a surrender beyond your personality, where you disappear for this higher cause and everything starts moving, flowing, because you're no longer you in the way. Intention, right? So definitely we're going through a paradigm shift. This is the first card that came through. Paradigm shift. And you are the co-creator of this. By shifting your way of doing things, that will shift your perspective as well. No longer staying in this closed way of thinking, being. We need to become vulnerable. This vulnerability has to do with, when you're broken apart, your heart starts to open. When you feel, no, this is how it is, I'm like this, I'm strong, I won't budge. This is also a moment where you don't allow yourself flexibility, a different perspective. And so this is where vulnerability is not being weak. It's actually the strength. Because when we actually live our life in this conditioning where we are closed off, where our heart is completely shut down, actually. We think we love, but there's no love truly, because we are shut down in a very limited perspective where we're not truly alive, where we are stuck in patterns. But when we start to open up, to truly become vulnerable to life itself, to our core, then we start to slowly but surely become available to life, become actually alive. And so this is where and when you align, the alignment with your higher self, with the divine, however you want to call it, more than you, because it is you, but beyond your personality, beyond your person, you become this presence. And so this vulnerability, coming back to it, when you are not vulnerable, when you have all those walls of protection, this is the ego that is in survival mode, very limited state. But when you start to open the door, when you have the courage to be vulnerable to your own feelings, to your own shadows, obscurities, when you're able to see the darkness within you, become vulnerable to it, you're able to face it with courage, then there is a breakthrough, right? So it's very paradoxical. Actually, being vulnerable is a strength. We need to feel, which is very different from drowning into the emotion. We feel the emotion. We let it come through us. We feel it. It's just energy moving through us. We recognize it, and poof, it's transmuted because we don't believe in it. Emotions are beautiful. This is life. We are in this body for this reason, to experience. So it's not about not experiencing. Sadness can be beautiful as well. This is aliveness. So we need to become alive, connected to nature. Enjoy the bliss. We cannot be blissful if we don't feel, right? So it's about feeling in neutrality. It's hard to explain in words, but this is the shift where we recognize that there's no bad or good. This is just the ego, the mind, that tells story. This is good, this is bad. But actually, it's just life. How alive are you? How much are you allowing yourself to live truly? Or because you're afraid of feeling, do you not live? Right? So this radical expansion is happening. But it is radical. We need the courage, like this dragon, to see all the colors of our being and of life as well. And water, this overflow. We just talked about feelings, emotions. You Pisces, you're so sensitive and so emotional. It's about harnessing this beautiful heart of yours so that all those emotions are transmuted into bliss, into compassion. We cannot have compassion if we don't go through the darkness, if we don't feel all of the different colors of emotions. It's just a matter of knowing that you are not those emotions. Then you're free to experience them. You're free to experience love, life, because you're not them. You don't get stuck in them. This is when you become more alive, truly alive. And so here we see that you're about to reap what you sow. This is the garden of Gaia, which is Pachamama, which is Mother Earth. This is abundance. The fruits of your labors are going to come to fruition, or perhaps you're starting to see the fruits of them. Don't be afraid. You're meant for this. And you just need to stay in integrity and in the commitment to your dreams. That's all you need to do. And the abundance with this rabbit will come. Just stay committed, aligned, right? And become this love and compassion, reverence, kindness, consideration. Become this higher heart. This is a true heart awakening, where you become such a beautiful heart shining through that, you know, the heart vibration is so powerful. Even science is showing that the magnetic field of the heart is extremely powerful, more than the mind. So that's why when we feel our dream, we feel a higher self, a future self in the present, it has a power of manifestation that is grandiose. This compassion, this love that you become, this heart openness is life itself. Heart open, vulnerable to God, the divine. And that is when you start to be generous, to give and receive. Receive is very important. You cannot receive if your heart is not open. And remember that it has nothing to do with hating yourself or loving yourself. This is the ego that is putting a self here. But when you realize that you are more than this, your presence, then you become this heart itself. It's much more simple, actually. You see that when you disappear, when this mind disappears truly, the heart awakens naturally. It's always open. We just filter, we just block it with our thought, mechanic thoughts, and mechanic emotions that come, the heavy stuff. But when we allow this to drop, there's a lightness that comes, and this heart starts to vibrate, starts to shine. We start to feel it, Okay? So we're definitely here with this phoenix. This is the surrender before the change, resurrection. This is the moment, Pisces, okay? Finally here, we got trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So for those of you who are like, ugh, at this time of my life, no, there's no time. It all happens for a reason at the perfect timing. And we have here the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Yes, we are entering this portal. And so here with our Ascended Masters, we got Serapis Bay, ascension. Move into your true self. This is truly what ascension is. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. I will say it again. Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. When you become authentically who you are, deeply at the soul level, you're just light. You're just heart. Allow yourself to live life, to be alive. You don't have to not be vulnerable, be contracted, be in a protective mode. No, you don't. Open yourself to life. Natural, faith, inner dream. Okay? And again, you have Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Yes, indeed. This is what is happening, Pisces, okay? So don't doubt. The obstacles, the past will come through just to remind you to not be that, to not react like you did before. Change the pattern and encounter your power. I love you. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you very soon. Take care.